Yeah, I thought I'd make a quick video on the problem with my gym generation and the gym bros that I run right now. Not all of them, but this is a lot of what I see, and it's created a culture that's manifesting. And as the new kids come up who leave school, it's resonating with them, and they're going down the same path essentially to this place of being reliant on substances. And when I was in high school or leaving high school, everyone used to talk about protein powder, creatine, test boosters, all these stuff you get off the shelf, and they treated it as though it was meant to do the work for you. So you'd say, "Oh, what protein do you take? Oh, what test booster do you take? What creatine do you take?" And they think by using a different one or a better one, you're going to yield better results, but without actually paying attention to your training, your effort, your split, your diet. If you're fat, whether you're doing cardio or essentially tracking your macros to some degree, because not everyone would have known that, but known eat less and get enough protein. Well, everyone gets enough protein, everyone knows about that, but around your metabolism of carbs, your metabolism of fats, these things don't really resonate with anyone at that point in time as when I was growing up. But I'm older now, and it seems like my generation has gone away from supplements, and they don't give a crap about that, because I think they've caught on it doesn't work, but they don't understand that by taking PEDs or other not over-the-counter supplements, let's just say, and being reliant on those and training like complete pussies, I'll be honest, complaining about I'm sore when it's literally called an enhancer for the reason that it's supposed to enhance you, so you're not recovering, probably because you're going out every weekend drinking and not stretching, not getting enough protein, not paying attention to your diet. Diet was the biggest fault in my chain that was missing most of the time. But I would get my sleep, I would get my protein, but carbs and fats, I was eating too much. Also, cardio, I never paid attention to it. I did it from time to time in bursts, I should say. And yeah, I progress a bit, then go back down, and I've been in that place of plateauism, if I were to call it that. And I've been there quite a long time. And through my prep vlogs, if you visit them or if you see them, if this is the first video you've ever seen of me, you'll see my body progresses every week. Whether that be my body fat's going down, strength's going up, something's happening. And all you really need is 2 weeks, a week. It can be as short as a week, but a few weeks. It can move forward. It can, you can get leaner, you can get, muscle gain is very genetic, as well as your rate of losing fat. But you can always progress every week. Achieve something, lose something, gain something. And I guess it coincides with the fact that my generation is used to everything being instant. You want entertainment, it's right there in the palm of your hands. You've got an iPhone, it's lost track of understanding that things take time, because you need to be patient. And as a natural athlete, you need to be especially patient. And relying on substances to get you to your goals purely is the wrong road to take. I'm not against anyone who's a competitor, who does all the fundamentals right and hits the stage, because I really think it's just for someone who's going to hit the stage. If you want to, I can understand for a business reason, but not necessarily I can agree with it. But it's just my opinion, and it's not right either, and it's not wrong, but it's just for me to put out there. But without paying attention to your fundamentals, which is your training split, your strength, your effort, all those things that go into how you're training, your biomechanics, how you're stimulating the muscle, your diet, whether are you eating too many sugars? Is your body very sensitive to sugars? So if so, do something about it. Are you not eating enough fats? Are your hormones not where they should be? So your libido might be low, for example. You might not even be eating protein in the right amounts in your meals. So if you eat 200 grams in one sitting and then the rest of the day have nothing, you think you're going to digest those 200 grams in a sitting? No, you need to spread out your protein, and by spreading out your protein, get metabolic boosts in patches from where you're having your meals. The thermic effect of food. I've gone through and I've learned slowly by slowly, and I hope by having this channel I can show you naturally you can progress. You can get to your goals. You can chip away and analyze yourself and say I need to pay attention to this, I need to pay attention to that, because everything's a choice. Effort's a choice. Choosing what you eat's a choice. Your genetics is not a choice, but you don't need to worry about that. All you need to worry about is, are you moving forwards in the direction you want to? So before going the road of being reliant on something, you need to build your base, and from there you can progress. From there you can develop tools from failures. So if you know that, example, myself, I'll probably use this example a fair few bit, but I'm sensitive. For some reason my body doesn't digest sweet potato well, and it will hold excess water. Maybe it's the starch, because I don't really eat potatoes in prep to notice it. Haven't taken much notice at all. Maybe dairy is something that makes me hold a bit of water, but Jerry over there, or Frank, whoever, might process his lactose a lot better, so he might have a better genetic response to foods like that, so it doesn't affect him. And someone else there might be in a state of constantly being thermogenic, so their body's constantly burning carbs, and they require an enormous amount of carbs, like the skinny ripped kid who can't put on size, a hard gainer. But you may need to make a list of ideas and tick them off or cross them off as they fail or as they work, because without the intricate details of where you want to go, your diet, what foods are, you digest well. So many bits and pieces of information. Without these fundamentals, without these finer details, you're going to be substance reliant and you're going to plateau there. So when people go on these cycles, they will get to a place and they'll stay there. And then anyone who's in the proximity of what they look like, they'll claim they're not natural. And I have, in my personal experience, through people I've seen people take way too much, and to the point of having heart attacks, to the point of going to the hospital. And do you really think that's the right decision? These guys aren't even competitors, and the people who compete, who tend to be amateurs, they tend to take a lot from what I've heard from people who work in emergency, etc. They've had to attend to these people. And is your life really worth an extra 5 kilos of muscle? Because that's what, for the most part, these people are only gaining, and they might get a bit more shredded, but it's temporary. You're going to stay on these hormones for the rest of your life at the cost of your life and the price monetary wise. I don't know if it's worth it. I'd rather build a base, stay around where I can stay naturally, be healthy, and take a holistic approach to health. Mind you, competing isn't the healthiest thing in the world, but you learn a bit about your body, and it's only those real 4 weeks you push to the point where it's tough and somewhat unhealthy. And if you rebound and you eat till you want to vomit all the time, that's unhealthy as well. But as far as I'm concerned, there's a lot more things that are more detrimental to health. Going out drinking every weekend, which these guys coincidentally happen to do a lot of the time. Recreational drugs, which they happen to do a lot of the time. And it's just, I'm just expressing my opinion on things, and people who, like, might have a go at me and make up stories based off their incompetence, I'm totally fine with it. If people want to say I'm a fake natty, then I'm fine with it, because you know what, that's a compliment. Not saying that I get that a lot, but if I do, which I happen to time, it is what it is. And if they think that, then I must be doing a fucking good job, and if you're getting it, you must be a fucking good natty too. And if you're, I'm presuming that you are, but if you are, take it as a compliment, take it in your stride, because what they're doing is basically projecting themselves onto you, and they couldn't get to your physique without themselves taking anything. So naturally they couldn't attain your natural level. And take pride in it. And who gives a fuck if people say negative things, because you can't control it. It's negativity from them, outpouring to you is from within them. So how are you gonna be bothered by it? Take it as a compliment. And yeah, just to sum up this video is, be reliant on your own habits, on your own fundamentals, on the things you've learned for yourself, your own effort. Because whatever path you take, you're gonna need to progress by doing the things that are the right things, and that's diet, training, cardio, and no shortcuts, because shortcuts will show. Even at the top stage, even if you're that guy who's a gym bro. But yeah, this sums up this video. Cheers for watching, guys. Please, if you enjoy it, leave a like, comment, or subscribe.